And what is going on, everybody? Happy Thanksgiving to all, man. Enjoy your time with family and all that stuff. Really thankful for you guys, man. Look, this channel has been going on for almost 8 years. This channel has been around. So thankful for another year of support from all you guys, even though the Jaguars aren't really giving us a lot to be excited about. So enjoy your day. Also want to give a big shout out to BetUS, this channel's sponsor, who's been sponsoring me all year long, and also the sponsor of this video. And if we look at the upcoming Jaguar schedule, 6 games left. The Jaguars are underdogs in the next 2 weeks. It's kind of crazy. We're underdogs to the Texans by 4 points at home. Then the following week, we're underdogs to the Titans by 3 points. So not a whole lot of love for the Jaguars, rightfully so. And with all that said, you can put some money on these games or any other games going on. Look, there's a lot that's going to be coming up that you can bet on with BetUS, when it comes to just these different NFL games or, the college football games that are going to be end of the year when it comes to conference champions and, even the college football playoffs. So lots of cool stuff. So use promo code YouTube150 on BetUS for a 150% deposit bonus up to $2,000. And, with that said, you guys see the graphic up here of the Jaguars' upcoming schedule. Um, and we're kind of in a situation of like, what should the Jaguars do? And obviously, this season has just absolutely sucked as a Jaguars fan, just because at no point was there any hope. Honestly, after about week 3, when the Jaguars went 0-3 and that third loss, just a complete beatdown to the Buffalo Bills on Monday Night Football, there was absolutely no hope at all during the season. You know what I mean? The Jaguars went 0-4, then they got their first win against the Indianapolis Colts at home, and then they went 1-4. They picked up another measly win against the New England Patriots, and then now you look at the schedule and our record, and we're 2-9. And this was a year with legit expectations. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be one thing if you were kind of new, like 2020, when you went into the year where, hey, we're probably not going to have a good team. But we were literally promised and sold a bill of goods by Shad Khan, Trent Baalke, the whole crew, and they have completely fell flat on their face. And right now we're in a weird state where the Jaguars haven't fired anybody, but it feels like it's inevitable that there will be change that's going to happen. Very much likely so with Doug Peterson, and we're all just hoping and praying for also Trent Baalke. We all know that he should be fired, but will he actually get fired? There's some people a little bit skeptical that that's going to happen. I feel like it's going to happen because, look, you're not going to get a good head coach candidate if you're not going to fire him. And you also look at it, you have a stadium of the future coming up. You have a franchise quarterback out here. Like, you have a lot to lose right now. And honestly, you need a good team. I mean, you need excitement in this, Jaguars organization. So, yeah, then now we're just in a situation of, fans are debating, do you want to win the next 6 games, lose them? How do you want to do it? And it's tough because I know for me, I would love to just close my eyes and to say, simulate the rest of the season, lose them all, then we could be 2-15 and we're going to have the number 1 overall pick. Because I think at the end of the day, I want the number 1 overall pick. But the thing that's tough about it is that if you're like me and I actually watch all these games on camera, is that you're going to have to watch these games. And the thing that's tough is like, if Trevor Lawrence is the starter, we have 4 games left against division rivals. Like, it's so hard and it's almost impossible for me to sit there and root against the Jaguars, especially if next week we have the Jaguars playing the Texans at home. The Texans aren't playing very good. There's a whole, Trevor Lawrence versus CJ Stroud kind of rivalry going on. And it'd be hard for me to just say, you know what, Texans, go ahead and win this game. We want the extra loss. That's really hard for me. You know what I mean? And, if I could pick and choose, I would love to beat the Texans next week. I would love to at least beat one game against the Titans and then maybe lose the rest of them. So that'll get you, at 2-4. And then that might be good enough for them number 1 overall pick. The thing that's tough is that, see, on Tankathon, the Jaguars 2-9, Giants 2-9, Raiders 2-9. So the Jaguars actually do play the Raiders in Vegas. And I think the thing that's very tough about this is that the Giants, I believe, are actively tanking. Like, there's a reason why they're starting Tommy DeVito or Danny DeVito, it's Tommy DeVito, over Drew Lock is because, look, they want the number 1 overall pick. The thing that the Giants have been doing bad is that they've been bad, but they haven't been terrible, and they haven't been high enough to draft a quarterback. Now, obviously, Daniel Jones is not the answer because he's not even on the team anymore. So they are most certainly going to draft a quarterback, and the Raiders probably will too. And even if the Jaguars end up with the number 3 overall pick, it'd be so much better to have the number 1 overall pick, guys. And even if it's a case of the Raiders 1, Giants 2, Jaguars 3, it's like a lot of people will say, oh, well, we'll still get Travis Hunter there. It's different than that, because imagine if the Jaguars had the number 1 overall pick, Raiders 2, Giants 3. The Giants are going to be doing all they can to trade up with the Jaguars to be able to jump the Raiders. And even the Raiders might give us a lot just to jump up one spot so we don't get tempted to trade back. Look, it's so advantageous to be able to, because that will just drive up the price, and just having a number 1 overall pick is just such an asset. You know what I mean? And especially if you're coming in here and, I am already looking for new GMs and head coaches, and I want everything we can to make the Jaguars' job more attractive. And, having a number 1 overall pick is more attractive than the number 2 overall pick. Number 1 overall pick is more attractive than the number 3 overall pick. Like anything I can do to build this job up to make it more attractive to a new GM or new head coach, I'm all about. So when it comes to the rest of the season, it's going to be tough, especially if Trevor Lawrence is playing on Sunday against the Texans, which I honestly believe he will. I will probably be rooting for the Jaguars to win that one. I probably will. However, when the Jaguars are playing the Raiders in Vegas, like there's no passion for me in that game. Like, I don't despise the Raiders. I despise every team in the AFC South. That's why it's tough, because the Jaguars play the Titans twice more, the Texans. And honestly, I'm really hoping that the Texans just go on this huge downfall, and then the Colts can win the AFC South. Kind of like the division has been for 3 straight years, because I want chaos and I want controversy. I want all that in the AFC South. And hey, let's humble the Texans a little bit, okay? So I don't know. The rest of this year, it's obviously been very disappointing. And look, like the Jaguars, the thing that's tough is that 5 out of the 6 next games are against teams with losing records. And the Jaguars even play the Jets at home. And unfortunately, the Jaguars are wearing throwback uniforms. I wish we weren't, because I don't think we deserve to wear them. I would rather save them for when we're actually good. I don't want to tarnish those uniforms, but the Jaguars will probably get a crappy 13-12 win, and then we're like, why do we even do that? So I don't know. At this point, 6 games left. We just got to get through it, but I want the number 1 overall pick. I'll be honest with you guys. I want that number 1 overall pick. I want to have a GM that knows how to draft. I want to poach whatever the Detroit Lions are doing. Get Ben Johnson over here. Get a GM that can work lock and step with him. You can even bring in Mark Brunell as the offensive coordinator. I just want sustained success for my team. Like even I dream of even being the Buffalo Bills. The Bills have been so good, even though they haven't even won a Super Bowl. They haven't even been to a Super Bowl. I don't even think they've been to an AFC Championship game in their run. But it would just be so much fun to be winning games in fun fashion and all year and just have sustained success. We've had blips on the radar. We've had 2020 or 2017 and 2022, and it just gave us these big heads and inflated feelings about our team the upcoming year, only for them to fall flat on their face. It's been quite a struggle being a Jaguars fan, and they've definitely given us it sucks being a Jaguars fan, because if we're being honest, the last 20 years they've given us a lot more pain than happiness, which is just the fact of the matter. And I say this all the time. Look, if you are enduring the Jaguars through these times, it's going to be even sweeter for you when the Jaguars do eventually win a Super Bowl one day, because it'll come. I do believe a Jaguars Super Bowl will come one day, and it better come one day. I'm 31 years old. If I die at 80 or 90 years old without the Jaguars getting a ring, man, that will be tough. That will be tough. But yeah, with all that said, that's all I got. I'm rambling right now. So, if you guys appreciated this video, do me a favor, please drop a like. Also, a big shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this video. And with all that said, that's all I got. I'm out of here. Peace.